All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Chargers might have lost this football game, but Oronde Gadsden is really blossoming. Back-to-back great games. This one was phenomenal. This is his first catch of the day. 7 catches for 164 yards and a touchdown. Now, Week 7 isn't officially over yet, and I think he's going to easily be the highest receiving tight end of the week. And, I know the 38-24 loss to Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts is, a huge disappointment, but Gadsden, the rookie, 5th rounder out of Syracuse, the guy's a beast. So in this particular play, we got a motion. We're going to be running this way. You can't see him. He's going to be out of this play. And what I really like, first off, this whole offensive line, it's going to be a play action. Whole offensive line's going to go left, all right? And we got Gadsden, who I really like how he stays going vertical on this route. We'll break it down. So we get the motion. Here's Gadsden. Now this linebacker's got to cover him. And he actually does a pretty decent job. What I like about this is he's not going to the sideline. He's still running deep. Because if he goes to the sideline, this linebacker's going to be able to deflect this pass, turn around, maybe even locate it. Now, Herbert throws this ball beautifully because, like I said, the linebacker does a pretty solid job of sticking with him. And right here, whips it. This ball is, this is a perfect throw. Herbert had a great day, 37, or I guess a solid day. He had 2 interceptions and they lost, but 420 passing yards. Pretty damn impressive. This offensive line needs to get healthy and do a much better job. But this is a great way to start off a great day. 7 catches, 164. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I apologize. This is all the way at the bottom of your screen, but I love this. This ends up going for 30. We got Gadsden out wide, and he's just going to be running deep. And this safety is going to have to come locate him. He doesn't do it in enough time because we got Keenan Allen right here going into the flat. This defensive back's going to bite on it hard. And really good pass pro here by Kamani Vidal. But this is why, so Gadsden is a tight end. He started his collegiate career as a wide receiver. And one of his, you could argue maybe even his best year in college at Syracuse was as a wide receiver. And he was not a 5th round pick. He was going to be, dare I say it, 1st, 2nd, 3rd rounder, gets injured, comes back as a tight end. And he's out wide here. So once again, Keenan's going right here into the flat. Defensive back bites. Great pass protection here by Vidal. And now this safety's got to get over to Gadsden. Herbert's going to let it fly. Right on the money. Great focus. Coming down with this football. This guy is special. And I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was Trey Lance who threw him a touchdown against San Francisco in the preseason. He had a nice, actually, debut against Denver, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of catches last week. Really good job. But this was his kind of breakout game. Welcome to the NFL, Oronde Gadsden. All right, we're going to the 3rd quarter. We got Gadsden here. I believe this is Keenan. And we have a 52-yard play here. This is absolutely money. The first half did not go the Chargers' way. It's 23-3. This is like the 3rd or 4th play of the 3rd quarter. We're less than a minute in. And Gadsden's right here. He's actually going to get held. Herbert right here does a great job of avoiding this sack. Gadsden gets open, and Nick Cross, who's on him, actually holds him. You see the ref call a penalty. He collects this, and this should be a gain of what? I'm not great at math. We're on the 35. We're throwing it to the 40, so 25-yarder. This should be a nice, 20 to 30-yard catch. Should get tackled right here, but he does not get tackled right here. Got a nice block from Quentin Johnston, and he's going to just get a bunch of yak on this play and is able to get all the way to the 11 or 12-yard line. So this is another on-the-money throw from Herbert. Gets a little bit of separation, gets held. Perfect timing. Eyes down the field. Hard to bring down. 52 yards for the Los Angeles Chargers. And just like that, things are interesting again, even though you're down 20. 52 yards from a tight end, folks. By the way, hit that like button, folks. Goes a very long way. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, trying to make more Chargers videos. Let me know if you guys want any other specific film studies down below. I know the Chargers lost again, and it is unfortunate. This team's offensive line, I mean, injuries galore. It's crazy. The offense, Omari and Hampton in general, the Chargers will figure it out sooner rather than later. You know, they got off to a red-hot 3-0 start in the division. But Gadsden, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Omari and Hampton, when he comes back, it's one dangerous room. And it seemed like last week Gadsden got that starting nod because Noah Fant came back and he was still out there. So on this particular play, we got Keenan Allen right here running a little hitch. We got Gadsden doing a little bit like that. This can go for 25 total yards, or actually I think technically 24 total yards. Pretty good protection here for Justin Herbert. And a beautiful crisp route run, finding the soft spot in the zone. Focus, nice throw. Take a look from the other angle. I love these jerseys. I kind of want one. Perfect touch on this throw. You don't really get a good view of Gads on this. But this is a great touch. Right past the linebackers, leaping arms. Keep the chains moving. Big play. All right, first touchdown of his young NFL career. Gonna run a little curl. Now, we're on the 15-yard line. This is a 3rd and 15. This is actually going to get the game to 38-24, and it's the start of the fourth quarter. You know, game's getting out of reach, but hey, especially with Denver scoring 33 in the fourth quarter, you never know. And just the first touchdown, where everyone's trying to get to the end zone. You know, we got a couple of guys open, not really. Checkdowns open. Everybody's pretty much covered. So Herbert's going to step into this pocket. He's going to find Gadsden wide open in the zone, and his first touchdown of his young career. All right, folks, we'll end it right here. He's going to chip this edge, break out open, and pick up a couple of yards after the catch. And that's one of my favorite parts about Oronde, is just his ability and his vision. So once again, he's right here in the tight end. He's going to chip this edge guy, seal off, split off at a good time. Herbert gets clocked, and he's able to just pick up an extra couple of yards. It's 2nd and 15, and you can see with this, it's 31-10 here. You know, the Colts are trying, and it's obvious, man. They're trying to not give up any big-time plays. They'll let you just dink and dunk until we get to the red zone. And Oronde right here, you know, for a tight end, I feel like most tight ends probably get tackled, you know, right here. He's able to pick up an extra 3-4 yards, and it's just now been back-to-back weeks where you'll see either playing time, route shares, targets, catches. Everything's just increasing right now for Gadsden. So I was really happy and fortunate. I picked him up in fantasy football like an hour before kickoff just to throw on my bench, and he just had one heck of a week. So I think it's the start of many, and that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your week. Let me know your thoughts on Oronde Gadsden down below, and let me know if you guys want any other film studies in the meantime.